Hello and welcome back. Today we're on the 1996 Yamaha Wolverine 350 4x4 and we're going to install some of the new parts I got. I'm going to talk about this a little bit. I just wanted to let you guys know about this company that I bought from. I bought several parts and you'll see in just a minute, and they're all Yamaha parts. I'll show you. They're all original Yamaha parts. And I got them from a company that I've been dealing with for quite a while. And the name of the company is CarolinaCycle.com. They own a dealership in North Carolina. It's called Waynesville Cycle, I think. And I've bought several parts from these guys, several different motorcycles, and they've come through for everything. I've got all the parts, even from some of the older bikes that I've had that I was really kind of questionable about even finding the parts, and they've come through and their prices are cheap. I just want to let you know they didn't sponsor me. They're not paying me to say anything. I'm just wanting to share this with you guys in case you're needing some parts, some factory OEM parts. I got Yamaha parts, even though it says Honda on the box. I got all of my parts in this box are Yamaha, and they do have Honda, Kawasaki, Suzuki parts as well. And you know, I mean, the prices, you just can't beat them. I did a lot of searching before I buy my parts, and these guys have always been very good on their pricing, better than anybody I've ever found. And it does take a little bit of time to get it shipped. Usually it takes like a week, maybe sometimes even a little bit longer before I get it. I think they advertise that they've been, you know, that they're riders as well as owners of a dealership. So they're good people, I think. I never really talked to any of them, never talked to them on the phone, emailed them or anything like that. I've just had business dealings with them, and that's it. They've been in business since the 70s, so they've been around a long time. I think that's why their prices are reasonable. And, you know, I think you can trust them because they've been in business so long. That's why I like dealing with them. Anyway, I don't want to keep going on about that. I just wanted to share that information with you guys in case you're looking for OEM parts. Great dealership to go to. Okay, let's go ahead and get started and install some of these things. Most of what I bought was the airbox. You know, I went looking for used airbox, and my goodness, the price of used airbox are crazy compared to what a new one is. I think I got a new one cheaper than what I would pay for a used one. Everything in this box I got for just a little over $200, and I thought that was really, really good. The only thing in here that was expensive, I thought, were the bolts. The bolts that hold down the airbox, those were like $15 for 3 bolts, something like that. Other than that, everything else was fantastic on the price. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on this. I'll bring you in a little bit closer, but I'll just show you. I got the bottom part of the airbox. I got the top part of the airbox, which makes my airbox complete. I've already got the boot that goes into the bottom part of the airbox, so I needed a boot to go into the top part. I got that. I got a new air filter, and it's a Yamaha. And I got a whole bag of parts in here. And I'll show you that. I'll bring you in closer, show you some of the things I got in the bag. All right, this is all the stuff that I got in it. I think this is the little part that fits into the snorkel at the top that the hose attached to for the engine breather. This is the little drain thing that you put on the bottom of the airbox. Most of these are missing, but I got that. I got 3 bolts. Like I say, those were more than I thought they'd be. I got the spring clip for that little thing I just showed you. I got a new seal for the airbox. I've got a Yamaha piston ring kit and Yamaha valve seals, so I could redo the top end if I need to. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started putting this stuff in. I'm going to go ahead and take my screwdriver and take this clamp off down here on the carburetor. And we'll take this boot loose so we can pull this out. There's nothing holding this in because it wasn't screwed in, so this shouldn't be too bad of a deal. Alright, so this boot's still good, so we're going to reuse this one. Unfortunately, this box was broke, like I said, on the corner over here. And that was a shame because the rest of the box doesn't look like it's in too bad a condition. And it's missing that thing on the bottom. So we'll pull out our new air box. And the one thing I didn't get for this was the screws that goes in here. I do have some I'm going to use temporarily until I get some. But we'll go ahead and put this on. Have that ready. Tighten the clamp down. Alright. Now we'll grab our little clear tube thing and our spring clip. Something when you get a factory Yamaha spring clip. That's not something I do very often. But when you're getting all the other parts, why not, right? And all this does is it catches any kind of oil residue, and you just take it off and drain it occasionally. It's not something like, you know, that you would absolutely have to have on it. But it's nice to have everything back the way, you know, it was from the factory, if possible. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put this back in. Get this back attached on the carburetor. That ought to do that. I'll tighten my clamp down. Make sure this thing's sitting flat. And it is. Alright. So let's get our 3 bolts. Our 3 Yamaha bolts. And I could have gotten these bolts, you know, locally and saved myself some money, but I just like these bolts because they have the washer attached and it doesn't fall off. I like that. Those are kind of hard to find. That's probably why they're $5 a piece. Okay, so let's line these up. I don't know when the last time these bolts were actually put in here. Kind of got to move it around a little bit, get the holes lined up. But looks like they're going in pretty good. Boy, look at that. Okay, so now we need to put our factory seal in it. I'm surprised that it comes in two pieces, actually. I mean, I'm surprised it comes in a cut piece, but they probably get it in bulk. So I think I'm going to start here in the back. No, let's see. What would be the less dust place? Probably here in the front. Let's start in the front, because that's where the air snorkel is anyway. And just press it down into the groove. May have to end up trimming it, I don't know. You would think, though, if it was the factory Yamaha thing, it should be the proper length, but maybe not. Yeah, it's definitely going to be long. That's okay. I'd rather have it long than short, that's for sure. Alright, so I've got about an extra foot, looks like. So I'll take me some scissors. And I'll try to be really careful, nip that in the right correct position. I don't want to cut too short of a piece. I'd rather have it a little bit long, that way I could kind of scrunch it in there. I don't want a gap in between it, which I do have. I got a small gap. I'll tell you what. I got just a tiny little gap there. I'm going to pull that back out. And I'm sure you could pull that gap out just a little bit by repositioning this. Oh yeah. So I'll push the gap in first. See, look at all that extra I got. And I'll pull it out. And then I'll tuck it in. There we go. No more gap now. That looks good. Make sure it's pressed down all the way around. Feels good. Then we'll take our cover, our lid. See how it fits. Fits perfect. Okay, then we'll take our snorkel. And we'll take our fitting. Well, I got a pair of scissors here somewhere. Why don't I use them instead of using my teeth? That'll make it a little bit easier. I'm not really sure what position this goes in or how it goes on, but we'll figure it out. So this has to go up top. So let me put this in first. So apparently that lines up with the groove. That's a tight fit. I guess we'll come down here at the bottom and pull it all out, make sure it's in a groove good. Looks like that's in good. That's lined up with the groove there. So, let's see. Does it go like this? Or does it go like this? Apparently it goes like this. That looks like that would go on the... I think it goes like this. Let's see. That goes on, and that has to go in like that. So has to come in the groove here. There's another groove here like it goes down, but we want to go across. And it fits perfectly. It's one thing I love about using OEM parts. Is everything fits together so good. Alright, then we have a hose right here for the engine breather, and we'll connect that up. Just shove that on. Alright, so now we're ready to put our lid on. Well, not yet. We got one more part to put on in here. It's our Yamaha factory original filter. If you're wondering why I bought this instead of a stock regular one like aftermarket one, well, the price difference wasn't very much. I think this was only maybe $13, something like that. So I think the other one, the aftermarket one, was pretty expensive too. I mean, was this looks just like the one that was on here, I guess. They're real similar. I'm not sure how this comes off, but we'll figure it out because we got to use this screen on the inside. I guess that just turns and pops off, and then this just slides off, looks like. And I don't think there's anything really wrong with this filter other than it's split. This one here looks like it was supposed to have looks like this one here is the same filter. This one just split. I could reuse it, I guess, but it feels a little bit brittle compared to this new one I'm putting on. So as inexpensive as they are, might as well continue to use the old or the new one. There we go. Took a little bit to get started. It feels like it got a little bit of oil on it, so it's probably pre-oiled a little bit. Then we'll set this on there and we'll line that up, push it down and turn it. Now I guess we're ready to install it. Looks like the big end probably goes down like that. And it looks like that's in there. Looks like the back end of it rests down into a piece of plastic down there, so that looks really good. Alright. Now, for now, I'm just going to use some bolts that I have laying around. I'm going to go to the hardware store and I'm going to get some more. But this came from another project, and I checked the threads on it, and the threads are the same. So we'll go ahead and load these up, put a washer on them. And these bolts are temporary. Like I said, I am going to get more. I was going to buy new ones, but I can't remember how much these were. These are the kind of washer and screw that usually comes on it, and I had one, so I'm going to use this one as a reference and go get some more. These are JIS head screws, and since this one in the front's a little harder to get to, I'm going to use it up there. But I'm going to go get 4 more of these because there's 5, and I'm going to put those in temporarily until I'm ready. Okay. Hopefully these are going to be long enough. Looks like they are. And it wouldn't really even hurt to keep using these, but it's just too much of a pain, too much of a hassle to find a Allen wrench every time you got to put these in. Got to make sure everything's clicked in. That front part wasn't all the way clicked in. Now it is. Well, they should screw in a little easier. This is squishing down into that brand new seal too, I'm sure. So this is going to be sealed up really nice. That's the one good thing about that seal on the bottom, or that tube on the bottom, is any kind of impurities that could get in there, it'll stop. Well, that part's done. Wipe it off a little bit. That oil filter had my hands greasy or oily. Boy, look at that. Isn't that nice? Restored back to factory original. Alright, next thing, I'm going to take the spark plug out of it, and I'm going to put my new spark plug in it. And we'll check the spark plug. I only ran this thing for a little bit, so I don't know what the plug looks like. I wanted to see if the plug was wet with oil. I don't think I ran it long enough, but I think it does have oil on it. Well, it looks like the spark plugs are similar, but this one takes a 5/8. This one takes an 18. My new one takes an 18. The NGK DR8EA. So it's a resistor plug. I think that's the one that come in this bike. I'm going to start that by hand. I don't want to drop it in because I don't have a regular spark plug socket for that. when you tighten these, you just want to feel it squish down that washer and then tighten it down just a little more, but maybe half a turn more. Okay, now that's done. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set this on reverse, let the gas start flowing down the carburetor, pull the choke out. I haven't done an oil change on it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this up, let it run for a little bit, and get the oil changed in it. Even if I have to redo the top end, I could change the oil again after that, but I'm gonna go ahead and start it up and warm it up. While that's warming up, I'm going to go ahead and open the doors up, let the smoke go out or whatever. It's not smoking yet, but I'm sure that it will once it warms up a little bit. And then I'll bring you back whenever I get ready to change the oil. Okay, this takes a 17 millimeter. No. This takes a 19 millimeter. This is a big drain plug. It's supposed to have like a screen in there with it. Hopefully it's still in there. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, here's what I have for the oil drain. It's got a cap, spring, and a screen. Like that screen's been squished. It's got some stuff on it. Looks like maybe silicone or something, or some kind of a seal. Let's see if I can push this screen back out. I don't think it's been punctured or anything, at least it doesn't look like it yet. Try to squish that back down. So it'll try to fit inside of that screen a little better. That's better. Now I'll take some brake cleaning, I'll clean this off real good, and I'll get back with you. Okay, now I've got the cap cleaned up, spring and the screen. So I'm gonna put all that back in. Well, one thing I've learned already about changing oil on this thing is you want to take this guard off first. My gosh, that's holding the oil. It's terrible. But I've already got it full of oil, so let's go ahead and continue on. I'll get the oil filter out of here. And hopefully it's got a good oil ring, because I didn't get a new one. Sealing ring. It's going to be a little difficult with the lines attached to it like that, but I don't guess it'd be too hard. I'll have to take this thing out and pressure wash it, get that oil off of it. I need to pressure wash it anyway, so ain't no big deal. Alright. There's the little filter. Okay, looks like the big wash, or the big rubber part of it goes out and the smaller rubber goes in. Doesn't look like there's any kind of problem yet that I can see. Looks like there's silicone on this thing. I don't like that. Let's see what that looks like. It's got an O-ring on it. And it feels like it's protruding, so I'm not going to worry about any silicone on it. I'm not sure why they did that, unless it was leaking. Alright, let's go ahead and take our new filter out. It looks the same as the other one. It's got a bigger and a smaller washer on it, rubber, so we'll go ahead and put it in. Alright, let's finish this up. That ought to do it for that. Alright, let's go ahead and fill her up. I'm just going to put 3 quarts in it, because I am going to be tearing this thing down to rebuild the engine. So I'm not too worried about it. I'll probably change the oil again when I do that. Three quarts would be pretty close to where I need to be anyway. And we'll do a quick check. I know it's going to be a little bit high until I start it up. Yeah, it looks like it's right at the top, so it'll be good enough. I'm not even going to drive this machine. I'm just going to start it up occasionally until I get time to rebuild the top end. Alright, now that the oil's changed, let's go ahead and fire it up. Alright, that's good enough. I don't see any leaks on it. I'm going to take it out here and pressure wash it because I made a big mess not taking the skid plate off of it. It's just holding oil underneath there. So I got to wash all this off anyway, so it's no big deal. But I'm going to take it out there and clean it up real quick. And then I'll bring it back in and I'll pull it in again so I can get ready to do my rear end service on this, or rebuild, however you want to look at it. So Alright, I appreciate you all coming along and watching. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and leave me a comment. Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.